Good morning and welcome to episode 23 of Wake Up West Orange. We're in a new month now and we decided that we would try, at least for today, we would start the show with a new game. And feel free to participate with us, whether you're viewing live or hop on a little later, and put in the comments any of your answers to these questions. So Angie, what do we got here?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
Okay, so we're playing Would You Rather.
Oh.
Yeah, we've done this before, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so the first choice is, would you rather see 10 minutes into the future or 10 years into the future?
So 10 minutes or 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
What order are we going to go in? Or is
Doesn't
it
matter.
set? Can it be different each time?
It can. This is a game
Would
that
you
doesn't have a lot of
rather
rules.
it be the same order
Well,
or different?
the thing is, you know, a lot can
Random.
happen in 10 years, and it could be very depressing if you knew now some of the things, but yet it might be nice to know. I don't know.
See,
That's a hard
if
one.
we're going to break all these down every time, this is going to be a long episode. But with that being said, I know that whenever we finish, I'll get in my car and drive home. It takes me approximately 10 minutes. And I'll think of these things I need to talk to Kayla about.
Yeah.
In those 10 minutes, I will, by the time I get home, then one of our dogs attacks me. I'll forget all the things I was going to talk to her about.
So it wouldn't help you anyway.
And spend the rest of the night sitting there thinking, what was I going to ask her?
Yeah.
So I guess my point is, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever if it's 10 years or 10 minutes. I'm not going to remember any of it. But if I have to answer because I'm talking, so I'll go ahead. I'm going to say 10 years. That sounds more intriguing to me. 10 years. I mean, think about where all of us will be. You know.
Yeah. I think I'd pick 10 years as well, just because that would then stay with you the next 10 year, like kind of carry with
Correct.
you to maybe help you with certain
Yeah.
things. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I'd probably pick 10 minutes because if I was looking 10 years into the future and then I'm going to be thinking, okay, can I change this or is it stuck
That's
this
true.
way?
It might bother you.
I
You
think
can
I'd
see
go
it.
crazy. I think I'd go crazy. So, no, I'm going to stick with 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Put your answer.
All right, let's see.
Ding. It's 2-1. We're not keeping score.
All right, so the next question is, would you rather lose your eyesight or your memories?
I think I'd say memories.
I don't know. I think I'd rather lose my eyesight. If I were to lose my memories, I think that would be a lot of like who I am. I don't know. That's hard.
It's
But
hard.
Yeah, I agree with some of that. I have the same answer. My eyesight is so bad. I've thought about this quite a bit before, is if I had to lose any of my senses, I think I could adapt the easiest to losing my eyesight. Because I already noticed that I do a lot of things by touch, like remotes and stuff. I don't look at them anymore. I just know where all those things are. But for memories, yeah, I would say eyesight. That's enough. I promise I won't do this every time.
That one was kind of depressing.
My answer has 3 points with 4 sub-points. No, I'm kidding.
okay, I don't know who wrote this one, but the question says, would you rather wear the same pair of socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Well, first of all, you mistaken us, whoever wrote that, for middle school boys.
Ugh,
Because they do both of those things at camp.
I don't even want to think about that.
Do we have to, we're not going to answer it?
We can answer it.
Let's read it again.
Same pair of socks for a month or the same underwear for a week. I think
I'm going to well, I mean, you can get, let's see, how do we say this delicately?
I think both are going to end up sick.
Well, you now, can you take the socks off
You can
and take a
flip 'em.
shower and then wear them again? Because there's a chance, I'm going to say socks. That's all. I really don't want to explain why.
Socks.
Yeah, definitely socks, but still gross.
Let's move on.
Yeah, put your answer down too. It better be socks.
Right. Good grief. Please don't send us.
Okay. Would you rather win $25,000
Yes.
or have your best friend win $100,000?
Well, if they're a really good friend,
Yeah, what are the chances you might get?
yeah.
I have a good friend who probably will never see this. We grew up in Alabama together, and he is incredibly successful. He's what I would call a good old boy, and I mean that in an endearing way. He barely finished college and then went and got a couple of other, specialty degrees or whatever in some things, and he just sells commercial real estate. I mean, they have a plane. It's just nuts.
Right.
And I couldn't be happier for anybody in my life for somebody like that, because he came from a very low-income family. So, I love it when that stuff happens. But he's never given me a dime. But, I'm kidding. I am not kidding, but I'm kidding.
I don't know. That's hard. I think probably my best friend winning $100,000. I think that any of my friends would put that money to good use. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if the question were you winning 25 grand or your friend winning 25 grand, then that kind of equals it a little bit more. Like, how selfish are you?
Right.
Because we'd all like to have $25,000 that land in our lap to do whatever with.
To pay half the government.
But based on that, I think I would say the 100,000 to the friend.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Would you rather watch nothing but Hallmark Christmas
Oh
movies?
my goodness.
Or
whatever the second option is.
Yeah, I
is
can't.
what I'm picking.
I realize it's going somewhere different.
nothing but horror movies for a month.
Okay, first of all, what's the difference?
That is so
Kayla
wrong.
watches this show.
That is so wrong.
One of our 5 viewers is Kayla, my wife.
No,
What's your pick? I think I know yours. I definitely know
You
mine.
actually don't. You actually don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm being
All right.
funny, but you
Okay.
You've got to do the Christmas movies. I don't care what month it is. You've got to do the Christmas movies.
Well,
You're
they
gonna
were
feel
on in
the
July. I
positive-
know that.
Well, it's October. They've been on for 2 months. Yeah,
Yes.
July. Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't go away.
Yeah.
So you'd say Hallmark movies. Hands
Obviously.
down,
But-
wreaths up. Yeah.
I'm not a big horror movie person, but I don't, the Hallmark, to me, they're all the same. So
Yeah.
Well,
the
that's part of
Christmas
the
ones,
beauty.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, so what is yours?
just between the 3 of us,
Okay.
they're not listening right now. I actually sometimes enjoy the Hallmark Christmas movies. I don't know what it is.
You asked Ashley a few episodes back for his man card. Give me your man card.
I never said I had one. But, horror movie, there's such a breakdown in that. I don't like the ones where it's gory
Yeah, I'm not
and
a
all
big
that junk.
horror
I love a good Alfred Hitchcock, just kind of maybe scaring you a little bit or making you think but now to answer the question, I'd have to say the Hallmark because I don't want to watch that many horror movies. But
Yeah.
No.
anyway, how about that?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Okay. All right.
Would you rather die before or after your spouse?
Is this part 2 of the previous question?
No.
Because that would determine some of the things that people watch, is what I'm
Right.
getting at.
Right.
They
Yeah.
could I'll just watch Hallmark movies till she dies, and I can watch my horror movies.
See, it would not change my answer.
Yeah.
No. Oh,
So what is your answer?
Die before or after your spouse? Wow.
I would probably. Brett likes to think ahead, and so that's one of the things we've talked about, and he's really concerned about if I were to go first, like
I can see that.
what he would do, and so just for that reason, I would say probably after, just so that he wouldn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard.
Go ahead. I'm thinking.
Oh, I would definitely say me first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then, Jamie's like taking care of all these different things, and I'm like, I'll say it out loud sometimes. What would I do if all of a sudden,
Yeah. I don't know all the passwords.
the whole
I don't know all the
operation,
passwords.
I don't know all the passwords.
yeah, the whole operation of this house,
Right.
you're the CEO, you're the, you know it all, and,
Yeah. Well,
you
besides the fact, not to make it go crazy serious, but I mean, I remember when my grandmother passed away, my dad's mom died, I was pretty young, and my grandfather moved in with us, and he was absolutely lost.
Yeah.
He had no idea how to function without her. Of course, they've been married, 50 or more years, and I feel like that I would just not know how to do anything. I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, me first. Sorry. You don't want to say you want to go or be gone, but yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, last question.
That's
This
one.
better be a funny one.
well, I don't know that it's funny. Have others spread terrible lies about you.
Would you rather what?
Have
So-
others spread terrible lies about you, or have them spread terrible but true tales about you?
I'm interested to hear what y'all say on this one.
Uh,
And y'all answer too. Again, go in the comments.
Yeah, tell
and
us
answer
what-
these.
I've had both happen.
Yeah.
So, neither one feels all that great.
No.
And to make the question go a little deeper, the truth always comes out anyway. When things have been said that I know weren't correct or accurate, eventually it all comes back around. I always kind of say that to Kayla when things like this have happened to us through relationships or whatever, and I just say, I'm just not worried about it. The truth will come out. But sometimes it's like, oh no, the truth might come out. So, yeah, I don't have an answer. I'm just explaining the question, I guess.
It's a hard one because I don't know. I think that if you have somebody spreading terrible things that are lies, then you can say, well, I know the truth and God knows the truth. But at the same time, if it's terrible but true things, while we might not want everybody to see our worst parts, we're supposed to be open about, who we are and what we're struggling with. And so...
Why do you think that, you may have an answer, so I don't want to get us way off, but why do you think that is so scary, troubling, that we worry about stuff like that, especially like church? It's supposed to be the place where we could maybe tell some people some things, and that's the place where we put on our best face and oh, no. I'm going to just, walk in and nobody's going to know anything that's really going on. I wonder why we do that.
I don't know, but I think that you're right.
It's almost like it's a default mode. You
Absolutely.
It's almost like, well, when did you learn that? Like last week when we were talking about the imagine, you dream and imagine, and then, you're more like, well, no,
Yeah.
reality is I'm really limited and what.
Yeah.
So maybe it's kind of like that just, it's something in society.
I think mine was a reverse kind of way of it happening. Is my dad was a preacher my whole life, and before that as well, before he passed away, and I never knew anything about anybody at church. They were very, very careful about sort of sheltering me, and I think my sister to a degree. I'm a lot younger. I still am. She's still a lot older than I am. But anyway, they did a really good job of sheltering us, and for protection. I think they just wanted us to feel like church was not that kind of place. But everything that happens anywhere in the world happens sometimes with church people too, because we're people. We're human. We make mistakes, and I think that it in a way skewed me, because I came into this and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, these people are just like everybody else that maybe that's part of it is we have to put up this sort of front or this wall that says, well, fine, you're not going to know my stuff. So
yeah, and that is scary to think about, that you might worry, because we talk about being a place that's non-judgmental, that we can be real about our past and our pain and so forth. So
it'd be nice if instead that's the kind of question, if that came about, those circumstances, instead our church maybe could have a better atmosphere. And I think it does to a degree sometimes with certain relationships, where if something was said, people would be like, no, that can't be right. I know them.
yeah.
Or yes, that is true, and we're not going to talk about that. That's not our business.
Well, yeah.
We don't tend to ever go there. We're always like, oh, really? Well, maybe we should pray about that. Tell me more.
If we were so open with who we are, this is what I think would be really cool. If we were all so open with who we are that there would be nothing left to tell.
Right. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
That's
that's
old
the
news.
goal.
We all know that. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Next.
Yeah.
I don't know. It takes some of the sting out if we're all just being who we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We didn't answer the question, but it kind of led to something deeper, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think I answered it by by default is I don't think any of us actually want anybody to know the really bad stuff about us.
Yeah.
That's probably the answer. But
Yeah.
but I also don't want people thinking the wrong thing about me.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if you can answer it.
Well, we've almost taken our time for this one, but
Oh.
I think a bigger, like maybe something we could finish up with is that that is something that ultimately we can't control. Either way, right? Like
Yeah.
once we've made a mistake, whether it was 20 years ago or 20 minutes ago, once we've made that mistake, we can't go back and erase it or fix it. But the same thing is if someone is slandering or lying or, whatever, gossiping or something, then, I can't control that either. So to think about, okay, today, what can I control? What can we control today? I can control my thoughts, my attitude, my choices now. I don't know. I'm not here to preach. That's
No,
just
but
kind
that's
of
a
where I
great
go
point.
with it. So,
No, yeah, I think that's exactly it. We can control. I can only really control me, and sometimes that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So, if we can get that figured out and not think we have to control anybody else. We're not talking
Yeah.
about like kids and
Yeah.
behavior and stuff, but like if people aren't doing things the way we prefer.
but when you think about, would you rather, the fact that did like we have choices today, and we can, and God's sitting there putting it before us. Would you rather do this today and be miserable or, live this way?
Well, somebody was explaining to me like they were with their spouse and they were going somewhere in a car, driving down the road, and this person just was driving erratically kind of behind him. That he saw him coming, and they cut him off. And the spouse that was driving kind of lost it a little bit, and the other one was like, "Well, you can't. We don't know what they might be heading to. They might need to be in a hurry. They could be a doctor. It could be a family member that they're trying to get to a hospital. You really don't know." And it actually made him more upset. He's like, "I just need you to be upset with me." He wanted him to like have this moment. And her moment was like, just let it go, And he did. He was able to just like, yeah, you're probably right. Because you just don't know what others are thinking. And you're not going to communicate anything with them between your windshield and the back of their car either, whether it's
That's
sign
true.
language or anything else. It's not going to do any good. So.
Good point, Tim.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a good point. We always have a choice. And when we were doing morning announcements a few years ago, I had a principal, and his sign off was always, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. And that's what we're faced with today. Thank you for choosing to join us today, and make it a great day. Bye, everybody.